state shapes destiny. How you feel at any given moment is not random. It's directly tied to how you're using your body. Your breath, your posture, your facial expression, your voice, they all communicate messages not only to the world, but to your own nervous system. This is why changing your physical state is the first and most important step in changing your mental and emotional state. When you move with certainty, when you breathe deeply, when you stand tall, something powerful shifts inside you. You access a part of yourself that's confident, capable, and resilient. For the next 21 days, the first thing you must do each morning is deliberately change your state. Start by standing up, breathing with intensity, moving your body, and using a voice that radiates certainty. Speak to yourself from this heightened state, not from a passive, tired, or fearful one. You are not your thoughts. You are the creator of your thoughts, and you create them through the energy you bring into your body. The mistake most people make is trying to think their way into confidence while sitting still, slouched over, and breathing shallowly. But that's like trying to start a fire without a spark. You need energy, you need motion, you need to prime your system. So before you say a single word to yourself each day, move your body like you mean it. Once your body is in an empowered state, speak with intention. Tell yourself what you're committed to. Say it like it's already real. Don't whisper. Don't just think positively. Speak out loud with power and emotion. I am focused. I am clear. I am disciplined. I am creating the life I deserve. Feel the words as you say them. Let them resonate through your entire being. This isn't about faking it. It's about activating the truth that already lives inside you. There is a version of you that is unstoppable, unshakable, and fully alive. That version is waiting to be summoned through your voice and your presence. When you make this a daily practice, you start to condition a new normal. You train your nervous system to return to strength instead of you create momentum. Your brain begins to associate this new state with who you really are. And when life throws challenges at you, which it always will, you'll be ready because you've rehearsed power, not panic. You've trained yourself to respond with clarity instead of confusion. Over time, your external results will begin to reflect your internal transformation. Talk to yourself from a place of strength. Do it every day. Do it even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. For 21 days, make your emotional state your number one priority. Choose your energy before your circumstances choose it for you. Because when you command your physiology, you don't just feel better, you take back control of your destiny. Your life is a reflection of the thoughts you allow to dominate your mind. And most of those thoughts are shaped by the beliefs you hold about yourself, about the world, about what's possible. The challenge is that many of these beliefs were formed years ago, often without your awareness. They came from past experiences, failures, criticism, or conditioning, and they run on autopilot. For the next 21 days, your mission is to break that autopilot and replace the limiting beliefs that have been holding you back. You do this by catching them in real time and consciously choosing new ones that empower you. Start paying attention to your inner dialogue. Notice the phrases you repeat to yourself when you face a challenge, make a mistake, or feel uncertain. If you're like most people, you might hear things like, "I'm not good enough," "I always mess things up," or "this never works out for me." These thoughts might seem small in the moment, but repeated over time, they create a prison. They shape your identity and define the limits of what you'll attempt and what you'll tolerate. The key is to catch them, interrupt the pattern the moment it shows up, the moment you hear that negative voice, stop, take a deep breath, shift your focus, shift your body, and immediately speak a new belief out loud. Don't just whisper it in your mind. Use your voice, use intensity, use certainty. Replace "I'm not enough" with "I am more than enough." Replace "this is too hard" with "I am built for challenges." Your nervous system learns through repetition and emotion. So the more you say it and the more you feel it, the more it becomes part of who you are. This isn't about lying to yourself. It's about choosing a belief that serves you instead of one that sabotages you. Your past does not define your future unless you choose to relive it in your mind. And for the next 21 days, you choose differently. You become the gatekeeper of your mind. You don't let just any thought walk in and take control. You decide which beliefs get to stay and which ones get evicted. This process requires consistency. It requires awareness, But most of all, it requires a decision that from now on, you no longer accept thoughts that limit your potential. When you interrupt the pattern often enough, the old beliefs lose their grip. Your brain starts to wire itself around new thoughts, new emotions, and new outcomes. You build mental muscle, you build emotional stamina, and day by day, you begin to embody a version of yourself who believes in your power, your worth, and your capacity to create lasting change. Every time you catch a limiting belief and replace it, you're not just changing a thought, you're reclaiming your identity. Do this for 21 days and you won't just think differently. You'll become someone who no longer waits for permission to grow. You'll become someone who leads from within. Your focus determines your experience of life. What you consistently give your attention to becomes your reality. Every moment, your brain is filtering millions of bits of information, and what it chooses to focus on is determined by the questions you ask yourself. If you ask disempowering questions, you get disempowering answers. If you ask powerful, purposeful questions, your mind begins to search for solutions, strength, and clarity. For the next 21 days, commit to mastering your focus by mastering the questions you ask yourself, because your questions control your direction. Most people aren't aware of the internal questions they're constantly asking, but they're there, shaping your emotions and your actions every day. When something goes wrong, do you immediately ask, why does this always happen to me? Or what's wrong with me? These questions don't guide you toward growth. They pull you into a cycle of blame, self-doubt, and helplessness. And even though they feel automatic, they are not fixed. You can change the questions and change the outcome. Instead of asking, why is this so hard? Ask, what's great about this that I'm not seeing yet? Instead of asking, what if I fail? Ask, what can I learn from this that will make me stronger? Your brain is like a search engine. It will find whatever you ask it to find. If you type in fear, it will bring you fear. If you type in strength, it will bring you strategies, confidence, and resilience. It's not about pretending challenges don't exist. It's about choosing to focus on what empowers you rather than what paralyzes you. This practice of asking better questions must become a habit. Make it a part of your morning routine. When you wake up, before you check your phone, before you think about yesterday, ask yourself, what am I excited about today? Who do I want to be today? What can I do right now to move closer to the life I want? These questions direct your mind to possibility and progress. They wake up your creativity and shift your emotional state in an instant. Throughout the day, when you feel frustrated or overwhelmed, pause and pivot. Ask, what else could this mean, or how can I use this? When something unexpected happens, ask, what is this here to teach me? You'll find that even the most difficult moments hold lessons and growth if you train your mind to look for them. This is how you build emotional agility, by choosing your focus, not reacting to whatever appears. Over 21 days of consistent practice, you'll begin to feel the difference. You'll start catching yourself in moments of doubt and redirecting your mind towards strength. Your emotional state will become more stable, more intentional. You'll stop spinning stories that don't serve you and start writing ones that align with your highest vision. Ask better questions and you'll live a better life, because what you focus on, you feel, and what you feel, you act on. This is how you transform from the inside out. Identity is the invisible force that shapes every decision you make, every action you take, and ultimately the quality of life you experience. It's not just what you believe about the world, it's what you believe about yourself. Most people don't consciously choose their identity. It's built through years of repeated thoughts, feedback from others, and the stories they've told themselves. But if you want to create lasting change, you must begin speaking to yourself from the identity of the person you are becoming, not the one you've been. For the next 21 days, every word you say to yourself must come from that future version of you. Stop reinforcing the past by repeating old stories. You're not your mistakes. You're not your failures. You're not your fears. Those were experiences, not definitions. Every time you say, I've always been lazy, or I'm just not confident, or I'm terrible with discipline, you're solidifying a version of yourself that doesn't serve where you want to go. The truth is, identity is not fixed, it's fluid. It's created through repetition and emotion. Speak with conviction, declare who you are becoming, and do it with such consistency that your nervous system begins to believe it. Say it even if it doesn't feel real yet. Say it especially when it doesn't feel real. That's how you train your mind to let go of the old and make space for the new. Tell yourself, I am disciplined, I am focused, I am resilient, I am a person who follows through. These aren't just affirmations. They're declarations of identity. And when you speak from that place daily, you begin to act in alignment with it. You stop negotiating with your goals. You stop entertaining thoughts that don't match your future. The most powerful shift happens when you no longer try to change your behavior to get a result, but instead you change your identity so that the behavior becomes automatic. When your self-talk matches your desired identity, your actions begin to reflect it without effort. You no longer have to convince yourself to do the right thing, you just do it because it's who you are. This is the foundation of long-term transformation. This is how real change sticks. You must understand that the mind loves consistency. If you tell it who you are and you reinforce it with emotion, your brain will work hard to keep you in alignment with that identity. It will start filtering the world differently. You'll begin to notice opportunities, habits, and patterns that match your new self-image. The gap between where you are and where you want to be will begin to close, not because the outside world changed, but because you did. For 21 days, speak only as the person you're becoming. Let every word, every thought, and every emotion be a reflection of your highest self. This is not about pretending, it's about remembering who you truly are, beneath the fear, the doubt, and the conditioning. Speak from power, act from purpose, and watch how your entire world begins to shift. There's a difference between saying something and embodying it, between thinking a positive thought and declaring a new reality with such emotion that your entire body feels it. That's the power of incantations. For the next 21 days, you're not just going to speak to yourself, you're going to command your mind, your body, and your spirit to align with the vision you hold. You're going to use repetition, emotion, and physical movement to wire new beliefs so deeply into your system that they become your default setting. This isn't about hoping for change. It's about conditioning it. When most people think of affirmations, they imagine quiet phrases repeated without emotion. But that's not enough. The mind doesn't respond to words alone. It responds to energy. You can say, I am confident 1,000 times, but if you say it with hesitation, your nervous system doesn't buy it. To create real transformation, you have to feel it. You have to say it with certainty, with intensity, and with your whole being involved. You engage your voice, your breath, your movement. You stand tall, you speak loudly, you flood your mind and body with a new standard. This is the art of incantation, repeating empowering phrases out loud every day while engaging your physiology. You're not just reciting, you're programming, you're creating deep associations between words and emotion, between beliefs and action. When you do this consistently, your nervous system begins to believe it long before the results show up. And once your internal world shifts, the external follows. Do it first thing in the morning. Do it when your energy dips during the day. Do it when your doubts creep in. Speak your incantations as if your life depends on them, because in many ways it does. Your life is a reflection of the identity you reinforce, and identity is shaped by repeated messages. For 21 days, make those messages intentional, make them powerful, make them impossible to ignore. Start with a few powerful incantations that reflect the person you're becoming. I am relentless. I am focused. I am disciplined. I do what needs to be done no matter what. I live with passion and purpose. I am creating a life of freedom and impact. As you say each phrase, move your body with intensity. Walk, jump, breathe, clap. Do whatever gets your energy up. The goal is to attach deep emotional intensity to every word so that your mind links that emotion with the new belief. The more emotion you add, the faster the change occurs. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Even on the days when you feel tired, disconnected, or doubtful, do your incantations. Those are the moments that matter most. That's when you teach your mind that your commitment is stronger than your feelings. Over time, this practice becomes a ritual, and rituals create transformation. Do it daily, do it with emotion, and you'll rewire your beliefs at the deepest level. You'll stop reacting to the world and start creating from within. This is how you reprogram your mind to reflect the highest version of you, loudly, unapologetically, and powerfully. Words are not just sounds. They are blueprints for your reality. Every word you speak carries energy, intention, and direction. Whether you realize it or not, the language you use on a daily basis is shaping your beliefs, emotions, decisions, and ultimately your destiny. For the next 21 days, become radically aware of your language. Every sentence you say to yourself or out loud is either moving you toward your goals or or pulling you further away. The shift begins by choosing words that empower, uplift, and align with the life you want to build. The mistake most people make is speaking about their life as it is, not as they want it to be. They describe their problems, their limitations, and their struggles with certainty, while their dreams and desires are mentioned with doubt or hesitation. Words like maybe, I hope, I'll try, I can't, and I'm just not that kind of person slip into everyday speech and go unnoticed. But every time you use disempowering language, you reinforce a disempowering mindset. You confirm to your subconscious that your limitations are real and your potential is uncertain. Language is more than communication, it's creation. Start speaking like the person who already has what they desire. Say I will instead of I hope. Say I am capable instead of I'm not sure. Replace I can't afford that with how can I afford that. Shift this always happens to me into I'm learning how to respond differently. These changes may seem small, but over time they create a new emotional and mental environment where growth becomes natural. What you consistently say becomes what you consistently believe, and what you believe becomes what you act on. It's not about lying to yourself, it's about choosing language that moves you forward instead of keeping you stuck. The words you speak become the instructions your brain follows. If you want to feel powerful, speak powerfully. If you want to feel hopeful, speak with optimism. If you want to lead, speak with certainty. You have to direct your mind with intention, and your words are the steering wheel. This doesn't mean you deny reality or ignore challenges. It means you acknowledge them without being defined by them. You can say, this is difficult, but I'm figuring it out. Or I feel uncertain, but I choose to act with courage. That shift in language creates a shift in identity. You no longer see yourself as a victim of circumstance. You begin to see yourself as the author of your experience. For 21 days, treat your words like tools. Use them to build confidence, resilience, and clarity. Speak in a way that supports your goals. Eliminate weak, vague, and limiting language. Replace it with words that inspire action and fuel your inner fire. The more consistent you are, the more automatic it becomes. You'll find your thoughts changing, your emotions stabilizing, your habits aligning, and your life, bit by bit, shaping itself around the new vocabulary you've chosen. Because when you change your words, you change your world. Gratitude is not just a nice idea. It's a powerful emotional state that can radically transform your mindset, your energy, and your life. It's impossible to feel fear, stress, or anger while you're fully immersed in gratitude. For the next 21 days, train your mind to live in that elevated state every single day. This isn't about being blindly positive or ignoring reality. It's about choosing to focus on what's already working, what's already beautiful, and what's already worth celebrating, because what you consistently focus on, you begin to experience more of. Most people wait for something big to happen to feel grateful. They think they need a new job, a relationship, a breakthrough, or a stroke of luck. But gratitude isn't something you wait for. It's something you create. It's a muscle. And the more you use it, the stronger it gets. The magic happens when you stop chasing the next big thing and start appreciating the small things that are already around you. The breath in your lungs, the sunrise outside your window, the lessons you've learned through struggle, the people who love you, even the challenges that have shaped you into someone stronger. Start each day by putting yourself into a state of gratitude, not just mentally, but physically and emotionally. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and feel thankful. Truly feel it. Think of 3 things you're grateful for and bring them to life in your mind with clarity and emotion. Visualize them. Feel your heart soften. Smile. Let it flood your system. This one simple act, practiced consistently, can rewire your brain for joy, resilience, and peace. Gratitude changes your emotional home. Gratitude doesn't mean you settle. It doesn't mean you give up on growth or stop striving. It means you approach your life from a place of fullness rather than lack. When you're grateful, your actions are fueled by inspiration, not desperation. You create from abundance, not fear. And that energy influences every decision you make, every relationship you nurture, and every challenge you face. Throughout the day, remind yourself to return to gratitude. When something goes wrong, ask, what's the gift in this? When you feel overwhelmed, pause and name 3 things that are going right. When you find yourself complaining, interrupt the pattern and shift your focus. Gratitude is a tool you can access in any moment to change your state and regain your perspective. By the end of 21 days, you won't just be thinking differently, You'll start noticing more beauty in everyday moments. You'll respond to stress with more calm. You'll connect with others more deeply. And perhaps most importantly, you'll begin to live with the awareness that life is happening for you, not to you. Gratitude opens your heart, it elevates your spirit, and it sets the foundation for a life of purpose, peace, and power. Momentum is the secret force behind every lasting breakthrough. It's the invisible current that takes you from trying to transformation, from hesitation to unstoppable. For the next 21 days, your job is to create and sustain momentum, because once it's on your side, it becomes harder to stop than to start. Most people think they need motivation first. They wait to feel inspired before they take action, but that's backward. Action creates emotion. Movement creates energy. The fastest way to change your mindset is to change your behavior first, even if it's small, especially if it's small. Momentum doesn't begin with a massive leap. It starts with a single step, taken with intention and repeated consistently. It's not about doing everything at once. It's about doing one thing every day that moves you closer to your vision. Wake up earlier, make the call, go for the run, write the page, say the affirmation. Whatever your goal is, you must create motion around it. When you move, you disrupt the inertia. You break the cycle of overthinking, of doubt, of delay. And with every small win, your confidence grows. The key is consistency. It's not what you do once in a while that shapes your life. It's what you do every single day. Momentum builds when your actions line up with your identity. When you say you're committed and then prove it by how you show up, even when it's inconvenient, even when no one is watching, the repetition of daily action becomes the fuel for your belief. You stop questioning if you're capable because you're proving it to yourself in real time. There will be days when you don't feel like it. Days when the old habits try to creep back in. That's where the breakthrough is. Momentum isn't just about speed, it's about direction. Keep going, even if it's slower than yesterday. Momentum doesn't require perfection, it requires persistence. The compound effect of your consistent action over 21 days will be undeniable. Your energy will shift, your focus will sharpen, your sense of control will expand. Celebrate the progress. Each small win is a signal to your brain that change is happening. Don't wait for the finish line to acknowledge your growth. Recognize the steps. Stack the wins. Let the momentum build naturally, fueled by your discipline, your decisions, and your vision. The more you honor your progress, the more your brain gets addicted to progress. And when momentum is truly on your side, you become unstoppable. Not because life suddenly becomes easier, but because you've trained yourself to keep moving no matter what. You've built trust in yourself. You've proven that your word means something. That's the kind of momentum that changes everything. It doesn't just move you forward, it transforms who you are at your core. For the next 21 days, become the kind of person who doesn't stop. Because once you're in motion, the world begins to move with you.